System programming and processor, linker and loader. First question, the object code is then passed through program called dash which turns it into an executable program efficiency linker. When a computer is first turned on restarted, a special type of absolute loader is executed called a say option bootstrap loader. Which of the following system software resides in main memory always? The option loader. Which is not a function of loader? The option translation. Disadvantages of compiler and Go loading scheme is that uh, a table program is one which cannot mean to execute in any area to storage other than one designated for it at the time of its coding or translation, by whom address of external function in the assembly source file supplied by when activated, b option linker, a dash processor controls repetitious writing of sequence, a option macro. IBM 360 type language example is supporting dash language macro. Dash is attached to using macro instruction definition name. End of macro definition by the option mend MEND. Process of replacing the sequence of lines of codes is known as the option expanding macro. A program that links several programs is called as linker. Dash address is not assigned by linker. B option absolute. Dash address is provided by linker to modules linked together that starting from B option relative and zero. A linker is also known as both A and B binder and linkage editor. Dash with the task of storage management of operating system mostly performed after assembly. B option bound is the task of dash to locate externally defined symbols in programs and load them into memory by placing their data symbols in calling program. The option loader and values. Linker creates a link file containing binary codes or on link files. C option link map. The module contains machine code with specification on relative addresses. After actual locations for main storage are known, data adjusts relative address to C option relocating loader. If there is a module from single source language only that does not contain any external references, it does not need linker to load and is an absolute loading scheme in which loader function is accomplished by assembler, a option relocation. The linker is required to create a load module, a system program that combines that separately compiled module of program into a linking loader. Process can be divided into two separate programs to solve some problem. The first is binder, the other is module loader. Load address is of the first word of the program is called a load address origin. A resolution of externally defined symbols is performed by a option linker. Programs can be loaded almost anywhere in memory. Memory allocation involves which of the following tasks? D, all of the above. It, uh, Memory model, appropriate memory mapping. A dash is for reducing the location requirement, the option segment register. If load origin is equal to linked origin, in the relocation is performed by C loader. If link origin is not equal to translate address, then relocation is performed by in an absolute loading scheme, which loader function is accomplished by loader. The option loader by relocating loader are specified by the option linker. Which of the following can be accessed by transfer vector approach of linking? C option external subroutines. A system program that combines separately compiled model of program into form suitable for execution is the option linking loader. Which of the following module does not incorporate inhalation of values changed by the module? The option non-reusable module. A linker is a given object model for a set of programs that were address of internal symbols. Which of the following functions is performed by loader? All of the above. Adjust all. Instance of execution will yield the same result even if one instance has not terminated before the next one has begun. Reint Direct linking loader is an example of dynamic loader. In direct linking loader, which card is not related to object program? The option BSS. Binary symbolic subroutine loader is an example of the option relocating loader. In direct linking loader, location length of each address is maintained by C option RLD. ESD cards contain information about all symbols that are defined in the program that may be reference elsewhere, and all symbols replacing the but defined elsewhere. TXT cards contain information about actual object code translated version of source program. RLD cards contain information about C option those location in the program whose content depend on the address. In cards contain information about the option end of object deck. Vector is by direct linking loader. True. In compile go loader linking is for point loader. B option. External symbol table is used by direct linking loader. True. Global GST is not direct linking loader. B. Symbol array is by direct linking loader. A. True. The symbol array is not used by direct linking loader. B option. False. Is used when virtual memory is not available. Linking loader relocation linking information object program is present in CRLD, and card length of segment is present ESD option. Each of the following cards if its functions D option. ESD information about intelligence was RLD contains relocation information TXT actual object for, and D option is second. Which of the following features is not opened by macros? Less memory space. Which of the following is not is the correct sentence for the calling of macro? See macro underscore name parameters list. Which of the following characteristics of procedure makes it unfit for being used for D option? Extra code linking of procedures and extra workload. In a program, macro is being called n times. Then how many times is the machine code generated? N times. Macro definition is enclosed a option between macro loader header segment and macro end. Macro division consists of macro prototype statement, one or more model statement, macro preprocessor statement. A macro is a unit of specification of program generation to expansion. Data statement to declare the name of macro, a option macro prototype. During macro expansion, each statement is replaced by the sequence of assembly statement. Each macro statement is marked with the data and preceded option plus the flow control during macro expansion is the sequential. Model statement contains call for another macro is called as nested macro call. Expansion time variables are used only during expansion of macro calls. The translate which perform macro expansion is called macro preprocessor. Macro preprocessor is an inbuilt function of assembler. If a number of instructions are repeated to the main program, and to reduce the length of program data use macro. The process of assigning a label or macro name to the string is called defining a macro. A macro can be used data segment, represent directive, represent statements. Inserting the statement instruction represented by macro directly at the place of the macro name in the program is known as calling a macro. The time of for execution of macro is that of less than. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Macro is a stack memory. The beginning of macro can be represented by C option macro. Nested macro calls are processor or compiles macroprocessor job in incorporating the macroprocessor into pass one is that the option in which way macro are X and Y in the macro definitions. See formal parameters. The facility of macroprocessor is provided to symbol used is the formal parameter T option and which of the following is true in macro positional parameters. So macro uses both positional and keyword parameters. If the following macro, A option. If the following macro, D option. Following macro dash parameter is placed before the parameter positional and keyword. Mixing of parameters. The following is true. All of the above. Macro is positional keyword